A baby's cry cut through the morning like a knife, sharp, shaking, then ripped away mid-breath. Jenna froze on her porch. Her coffee spilled over her hand, but she didn't feel it. Across the street, a jogger yanked out an earbud. A dog went rigid, staring into the treeline as if it sensed something no one else could. The cry came again. Thinner. Trembling. Too real to ignore. Too wrong to make sense. A cold knot curled under Jenna's ribs. That sound hit a place she never talked about. A wound grief had carved years ago. She had carried a child once. And lost them. A baby's cry, even a stranger's, always split her open. Her fingers shook as she lifted her phone. "There's a baby in the woods," she whispered when emergency answered. I think someone left them out there." Minutes later, Officer Caleb Root's patrol car rolled to the curb. He stepped out with the calm of someone who had answered plenty of strange calls before. Jenna met him halfway down the driveway, pointing toward the shadowed pines. "It sounded like," she began, but the cry erupted again, sharp enough to lift the hair on her arms. Caleb froze. Whatever doubt he'd carried in with him fell away. "All right," he said. "Let's go." They crossed into the woods, boots sinking into soft needles. Fog curled between the trunks, muting everything but that eerie cry. It bounced around them, left, then right, then somewhere above, as if the forest itself were throwing its voice. "Sound carries strangely out here," Caleb murmured, but the line lacked conviction. The cry came again, closer. Jenna swallowed against the rising nausea in her throat. Each repetition felt like a phantom heartbeat, sinking with a grief she thought she had learned to quiet. A flicker of black and white cut through the branches. A magpie landed on a dead snag, tilting its glossy head as though studying them. When it opened its beak, the same baby's cry spilled out. Perfect, trembling, heartbreakingly human. Jenna staggered, catching herself on a tree. Caleb stared, breath thinning. "Magpies mimic," he said softly. "But that's different." The bird hopped down a branch, then to the ground. It let out another cry, not a mimic this time, but a sharp, urgent call. It looked at them, then down the winding trail, then back, an unmistakable gesture. "It's leading us," Jenna whispered. The magpie launched upward and darted along the path, pausing every few yards to call again. They followed, ducking under low limbs, stepping over slick roots. The deeper they moved, the quieter the world became, the fog thickening until even their breathing felt absorbed by the trees. Then the cry shifted. Softer. "Animal. Close." Jenna stopped. Her skin prickled. "Did you hear that? That wasn't human." Caleb knelt, brushing aside ferns. Something beneath the debris caught his eye. A quiver of movement. He pushed aside a rotting log, then another. Underneath, a tiny deer fawn lay wedged between fallen limbs. Its coat was soft brown, speckled with white spots like scattered petals. Mud clung to its flanks. Its ribs rose in thin, frantic breaths. One delicate hoof twitched weakly. The fawn opened its mouth in a faint, broken bleat, so quiet the sound barely reached them. A cry too soft to save itself. Above them, the magpie dropped to a branch just overhead and unleashed another perfect human wail, louder than the fawn could ever produce. The cry ricocheted through the woods, a call crafted to draw help. The realization hit Jenna like a held breath, finally dropping. She wasn't copying a human baby. She was amplifying the fawn, making its voice louder. Her throat tightened. Something inside her, not grief exactly but something shaped like it, rose and steadied her hands. She moved forward on her knees, the earth soft beneath her palms. "It's okay," she whispered, voice shaking. "We're here." Caleb lifted his radio. "Dispatch, we've located an injured fawn. Requesting wildlife rescue. SAP." Static crackled back. He crouched beside Jenna, his movements practiced yet gentle. Together they cleared the debris. Jenna slid her jacket under the fawn's head so it no longer pressed against the cold earth. Caleb checked for brakes, hands careful and steady. The fawn's body trembled. Its breaths came deeper now, as if recognizing safety. The magpie stayed close, pacing along the branches above them. Her feathers puffed in anxiety. She called out in short rhythms, urging them on, refusing to leave until the job was done. Time stretched taut, holding them in a fragile moment where everything hung on whether help would arrive fast enough. Then voices. Footsteps pounding down the trail. 2 wildlife rescuers emerged from the fog, packs bouncing. They knelt beside the fawn immediately. One prepared electrolyte solution, guiding a thin tube between the tiny lips. The other checked vitals with a practiced sweep of hands. Within minutes, the fawn responded. Its eyelids fluttered. Its legs twitched as though remembering they belonged to it. It pushed up, wobbling unsteadily before pressing its small muzzle into the rescuer's arm. A faint, instinctive gesture of trust. Jenna's eyes stung. Relief came soft and overwhelming. The magpie released a sharp chirrup, almost triumphant, before lifting into a shaft of sunlight that pierced the fog. Her wings flashed dark and bright as she disappeared into the canopy. Jenna followed her flight with her eyes, feeling something loosen gently inside her. An old knot, easing just enough to let breath move freely again. Caleb let out a quiet laugh, more exhale than sound. "We did well," he said. And Jenna believed him. They walked back through the woods, fog thinning around them like a curtain lifting. At the edge of the neighborhood, people had gathered. Neighbors, the jogger, a couple with their phones half raised. Whispered questions floated. Jenna didn't explain. She didn't need to. What mattered had happened under the trees. Later, near dusk, the Wildlife Center sent an update. The fawn would survive. Dehydrated, stressed, but expected to recover fully. Jenna sat on her porch, letting the quiet settle. The grief she carried, the one that never asked permission to follow her, felt lighter tonight, as if a bird had lifted a corner of it in her beak and carried it elsewhere. A soft flutter stirred above. The magpie landed on a branch of the maple tree, her silhouette small against the fading sky. She tilted her head, studying Jenna the way she had studied the forest earlier, curious knowing. Then she gave a single gentle note. Not a mimic, not a cry. Her own voice, clear and clean as a droplet falling into still water. Jenna pressed her hand to the porch rail, steadying herself against the warm swell rising in her chest. The sound settled over her like balm. Loss didn't vanish. It never did. But tonight it shifted. Softened. Made space for something new. Gratitude maybe. Or grace. The magpie launched into the air, wings cutting a dark shape against the violet dusk, and vanished between the pines. Jenna remained on the porch, listening to the fading echoes of feathers. The morning had begun with a cry, borrowed, eerie, impossible. But what had mattered was the message beneath it, the small life waiting to be found. Sometimes the wild called for help through the strangest voices. Sometimes it sent a messenger who knew exactly how to be heard. Jenna looked toward the shadowed treeline and made a quiet, private vow. If she ever heard a cry again, any cry, she would answer. She rose, porch light breathing soft amber around her, and watched the trees until the woods finally swallowed the day's last sound.